The Sturm und Drang movement was a German literary movement of the late 18th century and the early 19th century that exalted nature, feeling, and human individualism. It also gave extremes of emotion free expression in response to the confines of rationalism imposed by the Enlightenment. The main goal of this movement was to overthrow the ideas of rationalism imposed by the Enlightenment.
Romanticism has a big role in today's society, even though you might not see it. Romantic literature is all about emotion and imagination, and if you look at our books today, especially young adult books, all have a fantasy type of plot that focuses on emotion. Of course, a consistent emotion is love, but elements of romanticism are found all over, including Gothic novels like the classic The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe. When you really understand that romanticism isn't all just lovey-dovey, that it's actually about conveying emotion and expressing imagination, you may see elements of this ism in everyday life. Our mission statement. Through people's embrace of nature and connection with emotion, romantics will be able to heed their emotion rather than rely on logic and rationality to become a person of freedom. There will be people who can call upon their emotions and expand their horizons to create exotic stories, pieces of literature, and art. We will promote and encourage the use of imagination over reason. Question boldly, think differently, and imagine freely.
He was a German poet, playwright, novelist, statesman, theater director, and amateur artist. He was also the central and unsurpassed representative of the Romantic movement. In addition, he began his career as a prominent member of the Sturm und Drang movement. Rousseau was a Swiss philosopher, writer, and political theorist whose treatises and novels inspired the leaders of the French Revolution and the Romantic generation. In his book Emily, he laid out a model for education that idealized the natural man, one uncorrupted by modern society. Romantic poet who helped launch the Romantic Age with the publication of lyrical ballads. Famous for their foundation of the Grimm laws, and they're known for their collections of folk songs and folk tales. Francisco Goya was a Spanish artist and became the official court painter for the Spanish royal family. Victor Hugo was an author, poet, playwright, and most importantly, a Romantic poet and novelist. Some of his best works are still known today, including Les Miserables and Hunchback of Notre Dame. Beethoven was a crucial figure in the transition between the classical and Romantic eras in Western art music. He was also one of the most influential figures in the history of classical music. Chopin was a Polish composer and a virtuoso pianist. Wagner mostly dealt with theater, drama, and acting, but he was also an opera composer. His operas had a revolutionary influence on the course of Western music.